So if you've been to Tuesday Funk before, you know that we, the hosts, take this opportunity to use you as an audience to read stuff. So I'm going to read something. I write micro-essays about my life, and I try to be okay with talking about myself. So here we go. If you've never played baseball, you might think it's a sport you enjoy with your eyes. The sprints, the dives, the saves, the bird-like dance of the pitcher. But if you've played, you know the drama unfolds in your ears. You know a good hit before you ever see where the ball goes. Your arm shoots out to catch a ball you can't even see. It smacks against the soft leather of your mitt. These are the sounds of success. This is what it feels like to be an agent of elegance in a chaotic universe. In the Army in 1959, they didn't care much about ear protection. One time, someone fired a howitzer next to where my dad was standing. He couldn't hear for a week. As a freshman in high school, I had delayed forming an identity until I could make the softball team. And I killed it at spring tryouts. Fly balls pinged high in the air, landed with a smack in my mitt, again and again. I cracked one line drive after another. And one by one, other girls were cut from the team. On the very last day, the coach sat us on the floor, gave us a short speech about how we were all great players, and he didn't want to, but he had to make one more cut. He looked at me. "I'm sorry," he said. Even though he was later signed to the White Sox, my dad wears a University of Miami baseball cap from 1956. Growing up, I heard stories of his baseball talent. He still holds an ERA record at Miami. At 17, he was scouted for the Yankees. I had assumed he was preternaturally talented, gifted from day one, but he didn't make the Miami team until his junior year. He kept trying out and kept failing until finally he didn't. He washes that 60-year-old hat by hand. It looks brand new. I never tried out for the high school team again. It never occurred to me that this was an option. My dad was released early from the Army to go to White Sox spring training in 1960, where he slid into second base and shattered his ankle. He then played AAA ball for several years and had a great time because he loves the game more than anything. When he couldn't play anymore, he coached high school. And as adults, his players say he taught them to persevere and helped them stay calm when things didn't go as planned. I suck at failing, and I used to think that this was a good thing. Get used to failing and you become a failure, right? But the universe doesn't care what you get used to. It has an elegance and an order of its own, and you can go with it or you can resist it, but you can't change it. And somehow I missed this lesson. Did my dad spend all his wisdom on his baseball players? Or had I just not been listening? My dad always says he doesn't regret his heartbreakingly brief brush with greatness. For years, I didn't believe him. To come so close to a lifelong dream and then falter not through a lack of skill or ambition, but a cruel accident? Was there anything more worthy of regret? In the major leagues, a great batting average is 300, which means getting a hit less than 30% of the time. Baseball is failure. 3 years ago, I signed with a literary agent on the first book I ever wrote. 2 years and many rejections later, my novel gathers dust in my hard drive. Failure feels like shit, and I don't know what's going to happen next. But these days, I can't help it. I swing, I miss, I swing again. Thank you.